Hello and welcome to this week's vlog. It's a nice day outside, and we're going to Littlehampton for the day. Well, afternoon, whatever. Because you know, got to enjoy the nice weather, haven't you? And we're going to go the scenic route. So not the boring old dual carriageway, but the rather more interesting twiddly country roads, which make for a much more interesting drive, it has to be said. Welcome to sunny Littlehampton, and it's a nice day today.
For the second time this week by the sea,
Away, please.
What's she doing? You liar.
It's coming right, Dad.
Come on then. Brilliant. Now, over there, but...
We are being accompanied by a multitude of butterflies as we're walking along these sand dunes. Little pretty white ones, little green ones, flittering about. A bit romantic that, isn't it, really?
Oh.
I've got a massive vegetable, quite literally. Whoa! It's huge! This is a really big courgette that some very kind soul brought into work. There was a whole tray of them, so they've obviously had a bit of fun in their allotment, but that's good because this huge courgette with enough to feed 3 people will go towards our dinner tonight. I don't know at the moment what we'll make with it, but courgettes are so versatile, one can do almost anything with them, especially when they're massive like this one is. Now, today is a very special day because our little friend here, the micro cassette, is 50 years old. 50 years old! These little things have been part of my life and many, 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 many other people's for years and years and years. I used to create my own recording from radio tapes onto these. I used to play actual music on them. And of course, they came with my Commodore 64, and I used to play things from my Commodore 64 on them. And just in case you need a bit of nostalgia, let's just open one of these babies up, shall we? Look at that. I don't remember being that squeaky. Ferric oxide cassette tape, look at that. A little genius, really, these things. When I first got my Commodore 64, there were 3 cassettes that I played to death. One of them was this one, the music system. It looks incredibly dated now, obviously, but back then I was quite excited by it because you could do like 3 different lines of music using the keyboard, and you could type in notes and then play the whole melody back. It was great. The one thing I do remember about these though is how long they took to load. Flippin' heck. Some of them, the majority of them, took about 10 minutes. This one I think was a bit shorter, about 7. But this one, this was the mother of all cassettes to load, the image system. It kept you on its front loading screen for a good 12 minutes. But this one I quite liked because on the back it says here you can create your own image and fold your pictures in 3D space. Well, in reality it wasn't quite as advanced as that, but for its time, let's be honest, it was pretty cool. But the thing is, I'm not much of an artist, so I guess someone with a slightly more artistic bent would probably be able to make this and you know, take this and do something worthy of the Tate Modern. The other one of my favourites is this one, the Shoot 'em Up construction kit, popularly known to me at least as SEUK, S-E-U-C-K, or at least it was when it ran, when you actually loaded it up on the Commodore. This is great fun. Basically, when you load this up, you get to design your own scrolling arcade game, complete with all kinds of little blippy squares and bleepy noises and funny little sprites that dance around. And in fact, on the back, it says here, use your joystick to build your own spacecraft and weaponry, sound effects, levels, and attack waves. I like that expression. Build attack waves. Start from scratch or redesign one of the 4 free games included on this tape. And it was worth waiting for this one to load. This was a 10-minuter. But I must say, I feel terribly retro with the guts of a cassette wrapped around my neck. Now it's time to share another one of our adventures from America with you. This time it's our trip to the south rim of the beautiful Grand Canyon, and instead of driving all the way there as we've done in the past to the west rim, this time we did it just a little bit differently. Well, we've come today to the Grand Canyon Railway, as you can see from the train behind me, and we're about to take a trip 2.5 hours north of here to the south rim of the Grand Canyon, here in beautiful, sunny Arizona. Thank you. I focused a bit too long there on the canes. I didn't realise I was holding the camera so intently, but cakes.
One
It's those things. $14 billion.
Oh, he's the wing guy. That's us, isn't it? Yeah. Not quite as posh as downstairs.
Hello. But the view's better. There's a guy getting on his horse again. I wish all train seats were as comfortable as these ones. It's really like an armchair. Yeah. To commute in a train like this every day, you'd end up falling asleep. Well, if the scenery wasn't as nice as it is here, of course.
Yeah.
Keep the aisles and walkways clear, please, of all obstacles for your safety. We're going to have an entertainer come on this morning. His name is, I don't know. We have guitar players, banjo pickers, accordion players, but they're all great. So whoever it is, you will really enjoy them.
What's really nice about this is that it's like going back in time. You know, apart from this whole landscape reminds me of kind of all the Wild West films and everything that I've ever seen. And again, Red Dead Redemption, I won't bring that up. But no, it's travelling in an old restored train carriage like this. Gentle speed, with the sun coming down through the top of the dome. It's like you step back to the 1800s. I'd expect to see a cowboy running alongside the track trying to flog us some decidedly dodgy snake oil or various other products intended to improve our health. So he says. outbound journey has completed, and here we are at the Grand Canyon South Rim, about to see it for ourselves. Well, we're actually at the rim now, and it's quite extraordinary. It's just incredible. There's it's about 10 miles, something like that, wide, and a good mile deep, and our actual elevation at the moment is 7,000 feet, roughly speaking. So you can imagine it's quite a sight from up here.
All my everyone looking at dolls.
Yeah, we should have brought the knife.
Is it set? Oh, I see. Sit down and you can...
You can see that little smudge of chocolate brown all the way down at the bottom there. It's about a mile down there. That is the Colorado River, and all around it is all this. There's a lot of things you can say about the Grand Canyon, but probably the thing that strikes me the most personally, even despite the fact this is a lot busier than the West Rim where we've been before, is if you just for a moment ignore all the tourist trappings and fences and people and all that stuff and just look out and listen, is the still absolutely silent. I mean, and there's a sort of serenity to it. It's quite extraordinary, so much so that it has a kind of power, almost a spiritual power, one might say. The other thing is, of course, it's so big that although you can kind of see the other side, it's still 10 miles away, so, or thereabouts. So there's so much of bits and stuff in between, miniature canyons, little bits here and there, that you'd have to get over and under and across first before you got anywhere near the other side. And so, yeah, it does deserve to be one of the wonders of the world, I think. And to prove my point, I'm just going to point the camera out into the canyon and just not say anything, and see if any of the kind of power of this place comes across. Hopefully some of it will. Viewers, take note, we are moving everything over to our brand new central YouTube channel called Daiquiri TV. So the link will be on your screen right now. Make a note of this, because we will be moving all of our vlogs over there, and very soon all new vlogs will be going up there. So pop a link in your bookmarks. Well folks, I'm afraid that's all we have time for this week. However, do join us again next time, won't you? And do enjoy what's left of the summer this week. Hopefully it'll be nice still. And we'll see you again very soon. Ta-ra for now.